Okay, so this next quiz is quiz 2.3.4. Whoops, I actually forgot to put the title of it. It's Properties of Congruence. Okay, so we're going to look at things that are true about two triangles that are congruent. As a reminder, congruent triangles have the same shape, size, and angle measurements. All right, so properties of congruence state, we kind of talked about this in the last one, they state that corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, then we don't have a picture or a diagram, but we can still identify the angles and the sides that are congruent to one another. They go in the same order, so angle A is congruent to angle P. Okay, angle B is congruent, so this is the middle vertex. This is our middle vertex on the other one, so angle B is congruent to angle Q. And that leaves angle C, the very last vertex, to be congruent to the last vertex in our other triangle, which is angle R. Okay, it works the same with sides, so side AB, the first two vertices that form a side, okay, angle AB is congruent to, side AB is congruent to side PQ. Okay, BC, we're going to take the last two. They are congruent to QR. So we took the last two in that one. Now if I take the outside ones, A and C, whoops, look guys, I'm making mistakes. Okay, they are congruent to PR. So here's a list of corresponding parts that are congruent to one another. You just follow the names to match up the same order to get your corresponding parts. Okay, so let's look at some other examples. Let's say that we are given that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. And we're told that the side AB measures 12, BC measures 15, and AC measures 17. What is the length of EF? So we're going to find which of these three sides matches to side EF. Notice that EF is the last two vertices of our triangle. So we need the last two of this one, which would be BC. And BC measures 15, so the measurement of EF is 15. Okay, so given the same triangles, oh my goodness, I made a mistake. Guys, in my example, I had different vertices labeled. So it came out a little different, sorry. There, I fixed it, we're good now. Okay, so if the measurement of angle A is 52 degrees, measurement of angle B is 48, and the measurement of angle C is 80 degrees, we are asked to find the measure of angle E. So angle E in this triangle is the middle angle. So it's the middle in our name, the name of our triangle. So we need the middle angle in this one, which is B. Measurement of angle B is 48. So the measurement of angle E is also 48 degrees. So you just got to match up your angles and your side lengths to answer those questions or questions like that. Okay, and then I want to tell you about a couple properties, the symmetric, reflexive, and transitive property. Okay, so the symmetric property, let's take this one right here. I'm going to erase these corresponding parts. If we have triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, then we can say that triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. Okay, so that is true because of the symmetric, sorry, can't write in top, can I? Because of the symmetric property. Okay, so that is Symmetric property, let's talk about the reflexive property. I'm going to erase a bunch of this. So the reflexive property says that if you have a triangle ABC, then that triangle is congruent to itself. So it's kind of like a mirror. You look in a mirror and you see yourself come back. So the reflexive property allows you to keep a triangle congruent to itself. Okay, the last type of property is the transitive property. So if we have triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, and if we also have that triangle DEF is congruent to triangle GHI. Okay, so we know that triangle ABC is congruent to DEF, triangle DEF is congruent to GHI, then we can, by the transitive property, say that triangle, by transitive, let me spell this out for you. By the transitive property, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle GHI because triangle DEF connects those two. So that is the transitive property. That is all you need to know for properties of congruence, but if you have any other questions, please let me know.